Alrighty, folks, good evening and welcome back to True Sim Productions. We are here at the new Smyrna Speedway for race number 2 of the Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication Super Series. These guys are qualifying right now, so we will see what they've got. Justin Coleman right now, the fast qualifier in the 14 machine. Justin Elvis having trouble here in qualifying. This is lap number 2. He's currently in the 9th spot. Bring it back across to complete his second qualifying lap. Let's see if anybody else is out on the racetrack. Brad Carpenter in the 31 machine, making his second lap right here. Lap number 2 for Carpenter, going to put him 8th quick with a 17:54. Chris Smith in the 80 machine, your points leader coming into tonight after last week's race at the Rockingham Speedway. We'll see what he's got. Lap number 1 for Smith, 8th quick with a 17:41 as he works down the back straightaway, trying to get a little bit more speed here on the second time around. He's going to come out of 3 and 4. Ooh, a little bobble there. Don't know if that lap is going to count, but definitely slower on lap number 2. So everybody has qualified. We are going to get ready to send them green flag racing in just a couple moments here. So you got about 30 seconds left here in this qualifying session. Justin Coleman, your fast qualifier as of right now, just popping into the session. Last week's winner, Brandon Metler, hopping in to the new Smyrna Speedway. He's going to try and go back-to-back. Second place last week was Chris Smith. Caleb Thompson rounded out your podium. An exciting race at the Rockingham Speedway last week. So right here, we will go over our starting grid. We will try to get the starting grid up there. There we go. That's right here. Justin Coleman going to be on the pole in the 14 machine. To his outside, Brandon Elvis in the 54. He's going to start second. Brian Gravel in the 05, going to roll off third. Next to Alex Hicks in the 88 machine. Scotty Stevens, who had a little bit of trouble getting in last week, gonna roll off 5th, with Zach Murphy in the 29 next to him. Kyle Ladanick going to be starting in the 7th spot. Rolling off next to your points leader, Chris Smith. Caleb Thompson, 3rd place last week, going to roll off from the 9th spot here tonight. And Brad Carpenter rounding out your top 10 here. Adam Fulford in the 71 machine, going to be starting 11th. And then to his outside, it'll be the 44 of Justin Elvis. And then rounding out our field, it'll be Philip Griffith in the 12 and Brandon Metler in the 15. So 100 laps of action here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Pace car starts to pull away, and the field is going to follow suit. We're about to send them away for race number 2. It was an exciting one last week. There were 7 caution flags, 6 leaders, 9 lead changes. And at the end of all that, Brandon Metler came home with the victory. But due to the way that points are established here in the Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication Super Series, Chris Smith walked away with the points lead, and he had 0 incident points. The All-Star Racing League giving out a big bonus for drivers who can keep it clean the entire race. Right now, the field behind the safety of the iRacing.com pace car. Justin Coleman electing to take the top side here. Brings them through the Coleman Design restart zone, and we are racing in race number 2. Down into turns 1 and 2. Ooh, Coleman way up the racetrack. That's going to give the lead to Brandon Elvis. He's going to battle with Brian Gravel down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Ooh, Elvis loses well. Is there fluid down on the track or what? 2 cars, 2 corners up the racetrack. They both lose a couple of spots. Brian Gravel is going to lead us on lap number 2. Get the tower up on the left side of the screen. Wild start here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Brian Gravel is going to assume the race lead, and the caution flag is out. Kyle O'Danick around in the 21 machine. Take a look at what happened. See him going down the back straightaway right here into turns 3 and 4. Just looks like he loses the back end right there. Gets up the racetrack, tries to hang on to it. Oh, Caleb Thompson up into the wall as well. They stop on the front stretch, and that's going to put us under yellow for the first time here this evening. So the caution flag is out. Those 2 drivers going to make their way down pit road. Brian Gravel is your race leader. Brandon Elvis second. Forgot the microphone was muted. You guys missed everything I was just calling right there. But we're back on the way. Brian Gravel is your race leader. 9 laps in, coming to 10 right here. We'll have 90 laps to go. But Gravel got the good jump on that restart. Everybody's trying to settle in. Ooh, Philip Griffith in the 12 machine having some trouble right there. You see smoke out the back. He was right up there in front of your race leaders. As Brian Gravel continues to lead here. Take a look back at last week's winner, Brandon Mettler. He did a good job of holding off Chris Smith, Caleb Thompson there at the end of that one. There was some controversy up front as well. He managed to avoid everything and found himself in victory lane. Right now he's in the 8th spot of 6 spots. Your biggest mover so far. We'll see what he can do throughout the continuation of this event. Scoring back up to you guys. For some reason, something has gone amiss. There we go. Should be back up for you. Having some trouble with the timing and scoring, but we'll get it up at some point. There it is. Brian Gravel, still your race leader. We're approaching a 5th of the way into this one. Alex Hicks right now missing the front end on the 88 machine. He's still up inside the top 5, trying to battle with Chris Smith for that 5th position. He's up the racetrack, gonna give way. Here comes Brandon Mettler, trying to improve on his charge from the front, from the front of this race, if you will. Laps in so far. Brian Gravel has led all of them. Got away in the beginning after that strange first lap, but we're in some pretty good lap times right here. Still early on, we'll see who's got the best car on the long run here. There's still green flag, 20 laps in at the stripe. In the 29 machine. He's quietly sitting in the 4th spot right now. He started in the 6th spot in this race. We saw him get around Scotty Stevens in the 2 earlier on in that first initial start. So keep moving forward here. It's a little quicker from the cars behind, and even quicker than your race leader, who's slowly getting caught by Brandon Elvis in the 54. Elvis has gotten the 54 machine kind of into a little bit more of a rhythm here. We'll see what he can do. Work their way down the back straightaway. Lap times that last time around. About identical, but the car's behind a little bit quicker, so you see that Justin Coleman and Zach Murphy are starting to reel in your race leaders a little bit. The battle is about to be on for the race lead. Brandon Elvis definitely right there. A little bit quicker that last time. See if he's going to put a lot of pressure on here, or if he's patient and just kind of rides behind the 05. Of the way through this one. Laps are going to tick away quickly here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Elvis kind of slipping back a little bit. You saw him get loose on the exit of the corner. In the third spot, your pole sitter slowly creeping his way back up. He had a rough first corner, but I think he's getting the 14 dialed back in. As he works his way into turns 3 and 4, you can see him really holding that yellow line until the exit of the corner, and he's able to get a good drive off. So there's your top 3, all right in line. Brandon Elvis trying to track down Brian Gravel. Got up to the back bumper once, couldn't quite complete the pass. Like he got up behind him and just kind of lost the nose, didn't have anywhere to go. We'll see if he can regather the 54 machine and make another run at the lead. Meanwhile, Brandon Mettler trying to work around Brad Carpenter in the 31. Right up on the back bumper, you see Chris Smith in the 80 machine just in front of them. Your points leader trying to have a good run here tonight. Back up front, Brian Gravel still hanging on to the race lead. Elvis in the second spot. Gaps have really maintained kind of the same spot. You saw Elvis make that one charge, but he kind of fell off, and he's really sad about the 2-car length range. Since then, it was about 10 laps ago. We'll see if the 54 tries to put any more pressure on here. As you look back behind, Zach Murphy starting to creep his way up in the 29 machine. He saved some of the tires on that 29. Up front, we are 36 laps into this one. With a 64 to go at the line right there. Brandon Elvis is trying to make a charge. He's pretty quick compared to the 05. He just gets up behind him. Can't do anything with that race car. We'll see if he's able to craft up a way to get around. Both of them are loose off the corner right there. One of the keys to this race is going to be keeping your tires cooled off. You do not want to overheat that right front, or especially the right rear tire. It's very hard to get off the corner in these cars. It makes it even worse when you have a overheated right rear. So these guys are going to have to be easy on corner exit. We've seen a couple slides, but nobody's had anything too concerning so far. Ooh, you see Gravel right there, loose again in the 05. You don't want that to become a theme, because the more you do it, the more it's going to heat up that tire, and at some point it's just going to break grip the second you try to get on the gas. So you do not want to put yourself in a bad spot overheating these tires trying to hold on to track position. Still 60 laps to go here at New Smyrna. Elvis still right there on the back bumper. Just waiting to make his move. We're nearing the halfway point in this race. far. Only one yellow flag in this one, back on lap number 2. Ryan Gravel up front, still hanging on to the race lead. Elvis is looking a little bit quicker behind in the 54, but not putting too much pressure on just yet. Look back behind. Brad Carpenter's starting to close in on the back bumper of Chris Smith in the 80 machine. That's for the 5th spot right there. You see Brandon Mettler sitting in 7th right there as well. Closest battle on the racetrack is for the lead. Ryan Gravel has got Brandon Elvis all over his back bumper in his rear view mirror, definitely letting him know he's there. Down the back straightaway, looks like Elvis just can't quite get the power down behind him enough to build up a run. Lap 49 right here. Ryan Gravel trying to be the USA Firearms halfway leader. He's only got to lead one more lap, and it's this right here. So Ryan Gravel leading the first 49 laps. Can he lead at halfway to become the USA Firearms halfway leader? He's got Elvis on the back bumper. See the cross flags coming out of turns 3 and 4. Brian Gravel is your USA Firearms halfway leader here at the new Smyrna Speedway. He's got Elvis right there on his back bumper, still a couple spots, a couple car lengths behind, I should say. Zach Murphy still hanging right there as well. Lap times throughout this top 4, even 5, are really identical. It's going to be very hard to pass if Elvis can build up enough of a run. The preferred lane, in my opinion, is going to be the outside lane. It'll just be easier to roll your momentum up top. These cars tend to get a little bit tight, especially center of the corner. And it's so easy to roll that outside and kind of pinch your opponent down when you're making that pass. We'll see if Brandon Elvis can do anything. He's close. 2/10 the difference between the two. He's getting really close right here now. Not very much space between those two cars in the center of the corner. He's starting to roll that 54 machine. Slips up there again on the exit. He's going to have to try again. Breakaway though. These front 4 cars have really gotten away from 5th place. Chris Smith, he's about 5 seconds back. Surely just seeing that gap and trying to save his tires as much as he can. Still 43 laps to go at the line. So long ways to go here. You don't want to play your hand too quick. And that's what Brandon Elvis might be doing in the 54 machine. Just kind of sitting, waiting for the right moment to strike. Ooh, Coleman, big time sideways out of turn 4 right there. A huge save. He was able to hang on to that race car, but big time moment. Oh, and Scotty Stevens is around on the front straightaway. Take a look at what happened. We are under caution for a second time here this evening. This is going through turns 3 and 4. Looks like, oh, just got a little bit too much out of the final corner and spun the car around. Doesn't look like he hit anything. So we'll recover and stay on the lead lap. But up front, everybody is coming down pit road except for the 80 machine of Chris Smith. Justin Elvis also going to stay out as well in the 54. But what will these front three cars do? We see the right sides go up. Will anybody gamble here and take 4 tires? It's not going to be Brandon Elvis. Looks like Brian Gravel on pit road. He's taking 4. Justin Coleman's going to take 4. A lot of cars coming out taking 2 tires. Brandon Elvis, Zach Murphy, Brad Carpenter as well. Coleman and Gravel going to lose several positions on pit road. Chris Smith going to inherit the race lead. Brandon Elvis going to be dropped back to 2nd. Zach Murphy 3rd. Brad Carpenter 4th. And Brandon Mettler is 5th. That's your top 5. We're under caution for a 2nd time here. I'm going to take a quick step away on True Sim Productions. I'm your host, Winston Deal. We'll be right back. Folks, the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Chris Smith, your race leader, electing to take the top side. It's going to be him and Brandon Elvis leading us into turns 3 and 4. And we're racing down into turns 1 and 2. Good start from Brandon Elvis in the 54. He's going to have a great launch out of turns 1 and 2. The new tires definitely helping that machine. Chris Smith going to have to fend off Zach Murphy for the 2nd spot, but Brandon Elvis is going to assume the race lead here on lap 66 out of 100. He's back behind Chris Smith trying to hang on in the 80 machine. Has not gotten tires yet. We'll see how that works out for him. Brad Carpenter in the 31. He came down, got 2 tires, got a little bit of track position. He's trying to move his way up into the top 3. Thompson right there as well in the 04. So right here, this is the battle for the 3rd spot. Carpenter peeking ahead right there. But 6 cars under a blanket on the exit of turns 1 and 2. We'll watch them right here. Everybody side by side. Ooh, Brian Gravel thought about 3 wide, and Caleb Thompson gets turned. And a hard hit right there. Oh, Thompson going to go up and over right there at the end. A tough break for Caleb Thompson. But we will go back and get a look at what happened there. Saw it going into turns 3 and 4. Gravel kind of got a little bit aggressive into turns 3 and 4 and just shot him up the racetrack. Nowhere for Adam Fulford to go. The 88 of Alex Hicks, nowhere to go as well. It's a tough break right there. We'll get another view up front. Out the top right here, we'll see. Oh, it looks like Gravel just kind of misjudges that gap. Gets into the left rear and up the racetrack goes the 04. He is going to end up on his lid. So the 04 down pit road. Chris Smith down pit road in the 80 machine. Gonna grab some new tires. So he's gonna have a couple lap newer tires, but he's not gonna have the track position. We'll see what the 80 of Chris Smith can do. But up front, Brandon Elvis is your race leader. We've got 30 laps to go here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Lights still on here. We're gonna keep him back behind the iRacing.com pace car for another lap or so. Elvis has done a good job this race, made the decision to get 2 tires on pit road. We'll see if that benefits him here. Brian Gravel going to the back after that one. He was your race leader when they came down pit road. Justin Coleman currently in the 6th spot. He's got 4 fresh Hoosier tires. We'll see what he can do. Brandon Mettler up inside the top 4. He's going to be rolling off behind your race leader Brandon Elvis on this restart. Elvis, Zach Murphy through the Coleman Design restart zone. We are back racing. Into turns 1 and 2. Brandon Elvis gets a good jump in the 54. Murphy gonna tuck in behind, and Mettler gonna jump up to the 3rd spot here. Justin Coleman in the 14. Ooh, nearly contact with Kyle Ladanick in the 21. Battling for the 5th spot right now. Coleman going to try and make the outside lane work here the long way around. He's going to tuck back behind the 21 of O'Danick. Not able to get the pedal down on the outside lane. Front, Brandon Elvis, your race leader, 25, coming to 24 laps to go at the line. Quicker was Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. Starting to make that gap not look so comfortable for the 54 of Elvis. Can Murphy drive up and do anything about this before the end of this race? 22 to go at the stripe. And the caution flag is out back. Brian Gravel, Scotty Stevens tangled up on the exit of turns 1 and 2. We'll take a look at what happened. So it looks like going into 1 and 2, I think Smith kind of got into the back bumper of Stevens in the 2, and then that hooked him around. Brian Gravel also going around, nowhere for him to go. It's a tough break for the guy that led over half of this race. We'll try and get another angle of this one here. Yeah, looks like just a bumper to the back of the 2 machine, and around he went. A little bit of front end damage for Scotty Stevens, but I think they're both going to be able to drive away and be all right here. We will have 19 laps to go for Brandon Elvis, your race leader. He's going to have Zach Murphy next to him on this restart. Brandon Metler in the 3rd spot. Brad Carpenter 4th. Will anybody be able to get around Elvis? Lights still on the iRacing.com pace car. I'm going to go refill my water cup. I'll be right back in just one moment. You guys won't miss a thing, though. I will return in a moment on Truce Productions. Field is doubled up behind the iRacing.com pace car. We are going to send them through turns 3 and 4. Through the Coleman Design restart zone, we are back racing. Big jump there from Brandon Elvis. Murphy going to get into the 2nd spot. Here comes Brandon Metler. He's going to have to battle with Brad Carpenter down the back straightaway. In the 15, trying to make the bottom work. The 31 trying to roll the top. Contact. The 31 of Carpenter going to go up the racetrack. He'll lose a spot to Odanik, and he's going to have to battle with Coleman as well. Scotty Stevens and Justin Elvis tangle. Elvis is going to get it back going, and we are under caution. I think Chris Smith might have had some trouble there in the 80 as well. We'll get another look. Try and see what happened. So here is another look at what happened to the 2, Scotty Stevens and Justin Elvis. Oh, it looked like Elvis just kind of locked up the brakes there in the 44. Smith down the backstretch. Looked like he was checking up. But nonetheless, the caution gonna be out once again. 13 laps to go. Brandon Elvis is still your race leader. You got a good jump over Zach Murphy that last time. We'll see what he can do. We've got 13 coming to 12 laps to go here at the new Smyrna Speedway. We're going to take one more quick break on Truce Productions before we wrap this one up at the new Smyrna Speedway. We'll be right back. So the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. The field going to be going back green this time by we'll see what they can do. It'll be Brandon Elvis and Zach Murphy one more time, leading us to the green. Through turns 3 and 4, through the Coleman Design restart zone, and we are back racing. Elvis down the back straightaway gets a good jump once again. Murphy going to try and track him down here. Right now, battle for the third spot. Mettler trying to get around O'Danick in the 21. Coleman right there in the 14 as well. Ooh, big time moment right there. 7 laps to go at the line. Brandon Elvis is your race leader. He's sitting comfortably out there. Ooh, contact between Coleman and Carpenter in the 31. I think the 31 might have gotten loose off of the top side of the racetrack. Coleman going to come back in on the inside. Gravel up the racetrack as well. We've got 5 laps to go. Coleman trying to move up into the top 5 here before this one's all said and done. Ooh, big time sideways. He is really having to work to get that 14 machine up off the corner. Got 4 laps to go up front. Brandon Elvis, your race leader. He's got a couple car lengths over Zach Murphy. He's coming back to 3 laps to go. See if he can close this one out here. He'll see the popsicle sticks this time by 2 laps to go for Brandon Elvis. Everybody trying to get everything they can these last 2 laps of racing. Brandon Elvis through turns 3 and 4. He'll see the white flag right here. Qualified in the 2nd spot, started next to his teammate. He had the lead going down the back straightaway on lap number 1. Shuffled up the racetrack, had to stay behind Brian Gravel for a couple laps. But out of turns 3 and 4, Brandon Elvis is going to win at the new Smyrna Speedway. Brandon Elvis winning race number 2. It's going to do good things. Last week, he came home in the 7th spot. Not too bad of an opening race. He came in 9th in points. This race right here definitely going to boost the 54 in the standings. So burn it down in turns 1 and 2. Get that thing turned around. The 54 of Brandon Elvis collects another victory here at the new Smyrna Speedway. And he'll park it along the front stretch next to the rest of your podium finishers, Zach Murphy, Kyle O'Danick. We'll grab a word from them in just one moment. And we will return here on True Sim Productions. I'm your host, Winston Deal. We'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. We are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network on True Sim Productions. Gonna grab a word from our top three finishers, starting with our third place finisher tonight, Kyle Odanik in the 21. Kyle, you got a copy up in the booth.
Yes, I do.
Oop. He does have a copy, but I don't have one in Discord. Gotta get that set up real quick. There we go. Kyle, you got a copy?
Yep.
There we go. I can hear you now. Third place here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway. Had a fun battle all race long up inside the top 7. It was fun watching you guys. Everybody looked a little bit on edge off the corners, but you managed to get the 21 machine into the third spot here tonight. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel kind of lucky to be up here, honestly. I messed up early, damaged the car, decided not to take a fast repair, and I really should have. That first half, it was all bent up, but hurt me down the stretch because I didn't really know what the car was going to do once it was fixed up. So I was kind of just learning while everyone else already kind of knew what to expect. So I think that hurt me, but glad to be third. Behind Brandon and Zach. I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely a good run here tonight. Last week you came home. You came home in the 6th spot, so improving it by 3 spots. What can you do next week? What can you do next week at the? Let me look at the schedule. Next week at the Five Flag Speedway, what can you do to improve that by 3 spots and maybe pick up a victory?
Honestly, it'll be tough. I struggle there for sure. New Smyrna is one of my favorite tracks, and I'm really disappointed I screwed that up early. And then last week, I think I definitely could have won the race and had a spin in front of me, and it ruined my day. But hopefully, just stay clean and be there at the end.
Alrighty, well, 2 good top 10 finishes to start out the season. Who have you got to thank that helps get this 21 machine to the racetrack?
Well, thank Zach and Caleb Thompson and Brad Carpenter. We all kind of run together, and those guys keep it fun and keep it competitive. So those guys definitely keep me on my toes. And thanks to Brandon and everyone that puts on this deal. It's a lot of fun to come out here. And yeah, thanks for you guys putting on the show. It's good to go back and watch. It's a lot of fun.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Kyle, on your 3rd place finish here tonight. We look forward to seeing you back next week.
All right, thanks.
Alrighty, that was your 3rd place finisher, the 21 of Kyle Odanik. Now, our 2nd place finisher here tonight, Zach Murphy in the 29. Zach, up in the booth, you got a copy.
I got you, bud.
Alrighty, well, good run here tonight. Finished in the 2nd spot. You were running in the 4th position on that first green flag run up until halfway. You're in part of that 4-car breakaway up front. You were just behind Justin Coleman. Didn't really put too much pressure on there, but decided to put 2 tires on down pit road. Got yourself a little bit of track position, and held on to that 2nd position throughout the race. How do you feel?
Yeah, pretty happy with the run tonight. I like New Smyrna. It's usually a good track for me. It's definitely like got to really run the line through 3 and 4. I was just talking to Elvis about that, but yeah, that long run in the beginning, we're just trying to feel it out. Kind of got stuck behind off the initial green, kind of behind a few cars, and then yeah, finally got behind Coleman. We were kind of all in a pack there, like you said, broke away, and we're actually kind of tracking down the leaders, and then unfortunately the yellow came out, and then strategy. Got to thank the pit crew, like you said, got me some track position, and yeah, I mean the 54 was just bad fast tonight. He was really good on the short run, and I think maybe if we had a green flag run at the end, I could have had a little something, but yeah, Elvis is a hell of a driver, and it's always fun to race against those guys.
Yeah, definitely a good race up front between you guys. I think, like you said, if you had a long run, maybe could have been a different story 60 laps towards the end, but unfortunately only 100 laps here tonight at New Smyrna, but nothing to hang your head about for sure. 2nd place here tonight. Last week you were in the 9th spot at Rockingham, so definitely a big improvement there. Who helps this 29 machine get to the racetrack every week?
Yeah, I was glad to put a good clean run together tonight, helping the points. Last week was a little rough start, but yeah, just got to thank Coleman Designs for keeping the paint scheme fresh every season. I thank all the guys that put the league on here at All Star. It's really well run, and thank the guys down at Race Room 3, Kyle, Caleb, Brad, Always good to race with those guys every night.
Alrighty,
And
well,
hey, well, thank you, Winston, for putting the broadcast on too. Appreciate you, buddy.
yes, sir. Always a fun time. But congratulations to you on a great run here tonight, Zach. We look forward to seeing you back.
All right, well, hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks. That was Zach Murphy, your second place finisher here tonight. And now to grab a word from the man of the hour once again. He has won the last 3 races that I have called that he has been in. Brandon Elvis, you got a copy.
Hey man, yes, actually I haven't. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I was thinking it back in my head and I had to fact check it, but Tuesday night we run Rockingham in the late model stocks. You do a good job defending there. We talked about that a little bit later on Wednesday. You go into the Leave the Pack Street Stock Series Wednesday, pretty much dominated that race from the get-go. Didn't really have any competition, but tonight had to work for a little bit, made the call on pit road to take 2 tires, and that track position just carried you through the rest of the race. How do you feel?
Yeah, man, those late cautions I think kind of helped me with 2 tires. I knew if we kind of got a long run, it might start trending tight. Luckily we had some good short bursts there. The track position was going to be everything because it's super hard to pass. I feel like I was a good bit faster than Grable there at the beginning, but as soon as I get to him, I start getting kind of aero tight behind him and couldn't get to drive off the corner. So passing was going to be really tough. So I was hoping I could beat him off pit road, and it looked to me like they took 4 tires, which probably would have been the call in the long run. Truth be told, but it's kind of took a gamble there, and it worked out.
Yeah, definitely a gamble to take 2 tires, but luckily you had a couple cars that also took 2 tires as well to give you some kind of cushion on track position. Didn't have to give everything away all at once in the 54. But 3 wins in a row for you here with me covering. Good thing you got your fair share of restart practice in last Wednesday night. Kind of helped you out here this evening. But who else helps this 54 machine out getting to the racetrack?
Yes, sir. My mom, dad, my wife are letting me do this 3 nights a week. She's not watching, but I'm gonna tell her I love her on here. Maybe she'll watch it back with me tonight. Coleman Design keeping us fresh. He gave me this new paint scheme. We talked about doing something like this. I didn't even know it was coming. I was going to run the same one all year, but this one's looking good. Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Mr. Chris Lee. I know he's probably watching or was watching. Rails Performance and Fab, Coastal Performance, Performance Center Speedway. My teammates at Elvis Coleman Racing, those guys are super fun to race with, and we find a lot of speed together, so that's always fun. Shotgun Racing Performance, Gibbs Brothers Construction, BH Homes Construction, and Parker Brothers Windison. And you for putting this deal on for us.
Alrighty, well, a great run for you here tonight. Last week, finishing the 7th spot at Rockingham in the opener. This is going to help you out in the points quite a bit. Victory here tonight. Next week, we go to the 5 Flag Speedway. What's your game plan going into there to try and carry this momentum?
Well, if I didn't really feel like New Smyrna is really a strong suit for me. I don't really feel like 5 Flags is a strong suit for me. So, I mean, if we can just come out of there with a good top 5 finish, I think we'll be pretty good for the rest of the year, just try to click off some consistent finishes and stay out of trouble.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you on another victory here tonight. We look forward to talking to you throughout the rest of the week. Maybe you can sweep this week and make it, that'd be 5 in a row.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. I got fingers crossed.
Alrighty, well, we wish you luck in those events, but nonetheless, congratulations once again, Brandon.
Thanks, Winston. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, folks, that was your race winner here tonight, Brandon Elvis. He took the lead around the lap 61 mark after he got off pit road. And out of that restart, remember Chris Smith stayed out in the 80. But a great race here tonight. Fun one. Elvis managed to come out on top once again. Like I said, 3 wins in a row. We're going to see if he can do it again tomorrow night in the Late Model Stock Series, and then Wednesday night in the 2024 Street Stock Showdown as well. But until then, we will talk to everybody later. We thank everybody for popping in tonight and having a fun time in the chat and watching tonight's race at New Smyrna. But until then, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing off.